Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today.
Guys, it's Professor Presbury back with another episode of Hey Professor, the show where we go over all the things you want to know about allied health, health information, health informatics, health administration, and health information management. One of the things that we were talking about, one of my students, if you're watching this and you can tell I still don't have a haircut. Yes, this is technically done in the same day as the other video, but it's okay. We're going to get there. We're going to be back. We're going to be beautiful. We're going to be gorgeous. We're going to be better than ever, but that's not the point, right? Let's get to it. So, like I said, one of my students asked me to do a video on asking for a raise. I've done it several times. Sometimes I was successful. Sometimes I wasn't. So we're going to go over how to ask for a raise, how to increase your chances of getting that raise, and what kind of things you need to bring with you, if anything, to that conversation. Now, I want to start out by saying this, right? And I'm not trying to be rude. Nobody cares what you want. It's not about what you want. It's about what you can successfully argue that you deserve, right? Because you're going to put yourself in a situation where you're essentially arguing for them to give you more money. Now, if you've seen my other video, then you know what I already said, right? When they have you, they already got you. You're already down on paper. It really doesn't matter. They don't really need or feel the need to give you more money. That's why raises are so often not really that big of a deal. They're really incremental, right? Where some people, let's say in like a traditional job, you're talking like customer service, your raise may be a quarter, maybe 50%, 50 cents, maybe $1 if you're lucky. In some organizations, a raise can be 3% if you're really good. In some union places, you can talk about 7%, if you're really fighting, But generally, raises are not how you're going to make most of your money. Now, that's not to say that I'm going to turn down a raise. I ain't never turned down no money, right? That's not to say that. And again, I wouldn't do a video on a raise if it wasn't something that people wanted to know about. It is. People are interested in raises. People are interested in how you get raises, how you ask for them. So we're going to do that. So like I was saying, you want to make sure that it's a good time as far as numbers go. What do I mean? You are in healthcare, so you want to make sure that you have a lot of patients. If your patient census is up, that's always a good indicator, because patient census obviously means more opportunity, more chances for your organization to capture revenue, right? You have more patients. You have more patients coming in the ED, which are then transitioning into inpatient stays. You're able to capture those surgeries, et cetera, et cetera. That's a good time. Don't do it when the numbers are down. Don't do it when, say, you haven't captured a lot of important revenue as far as DRGs, things like that. And you're going to want to go into this meeting clean, right? You're going to want to make sure that you have all your data, everything that you can really argue and speak to your value. What I've done in the past is I've set up meetings. I've gone on Outlook, I've sent meeting invites, and sometimes my bosses knew what it was about, and sometimes they didn't. Sometimes I invited just my boss, depending on the relationship. Sometimes I invited my boss and their boss. Again, that depends on how well known you are within your organization and what type of relationship that you have with your superiors. That's fine. Like I said, I've set it on Outlook. I put together a nice PowerPoint. The PowerPoint was literally called an argument for a raise. So I got them in the room, sat them down, and said, listen, I want to show you guys a presentation. They said, okay. I took it very seriously, as did they. And what I really went over the course of the PowerPoints was kind of, in a way, my value to the organization. I showed them where they were before and where they are with me, right? And we're talking about, how much revenue did they capture last year? How much are they capturing now under my leadership? What perspective changes am I looking to make in the rest of this year and into the coming following year that will allow them to capture more revenue? What types of ways have I grown as an employee? Maybe when I started here, I had my associates and now I have my bachelor's. Maybe I was a RHIT and now I'm a RHIA. Maybe I was a CCS, but now I'm a CCS and a CPC. Further denoting my own growth and my own value to the organization. Like I said to you guys previously, raises can be good, of course, but I'm about to get my money up front. So that other video regarding that will be, I think, of definitely I want to say that's the one I kind of lean into, because like I said before, once what they already got you, then they already got you, right? Make sure you have your data. Make sure that you can speak to it. Make sure that you can answer any questions, right? Like I said, I'm sitting down. I'm having this meeting with PowerPoint, going over the things I want to do. And I said, listen, guys, I've been here, 4 years. I've been here 5 years. You've seen all the things I've done. This is my value to the organization. I love being here. Make sure that they know that you're kind of treating it in a positive way. You want them to understand that you know your value, but you're not really threatening them, right? Hey guys, I love my job. I want to stay here as long as possible, but I do think a little more compensation is a reasonable discussion that we should have. Don't be afraid to say those kind of words. They're probably going to say something to you like, oh, we're going to get back to you. It's not likely, and I don't want you to feel bad about this, right? If you go in there and you do this bomb presentation and it's beautiful and it's great, it's gorgeous, right, and everything is lined up fine, and they don't have an answer for you immediately, that's not a bad thing, because the truth is most organizations have a cap for the pay for those positions. For them to even get a raise, for them to even get that money into consideration, they have to do things as well. So if you're expecting an answer for them right away, you're probably not going to get one. They're going to have to go to HR. HR will probably have to go to the CEO, and they're going to have to really, same way as you made that argument, they're going to have to make that argument to the CEO. And depending on how the CEO feels, depending on how HR feels, they may say, okay, that's cool. Or they may say, now's not a good time, right? So let's say that you get what you want, right? And you get a $20,000 raise. Hey, man, be grateful, right? Whatever it is, take it and kind of be like, okay, this is cool, right? If you don't get what you want, and then you should also say something to the effect of, okay, well, you know what? I understand. Maybe this is something that we can revisit in the future time. You want to make sure that everything makes sense, and that way, if you have to make that argument again, then you're making it with the understanding that you've still retained all that value, and that they turned you down last time. So let's have that conversation again. So again, guys, this is Professor Presbury, just kind of throwing it out there, how to ask for a raise, when to ask for a raise, and when you're most likely to be successful. If I didn't cover everything, I may expound upon that. Again, as always, guys, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do, believe it. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.
Intelligence is not enough. Intelligence plus character. That is the true goal of education.